Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Slamhub Wrestling. Myself Suprit, and this is your AEW Dynamite review for February 17th, 2021. So, Abby, it was looking like AEW was gonna give a somewhat of a decent show because, first of all, in paper, this was looking like a weak card, but they still managed to give you a solid show. What did you think about this week's Dynamite?
I would agree to that. Yes, it was a solid show with regards to yes, the women delivered because they were Serena Deeb and RIHO. They were not the other women, which are very much, critically acclaimed. That AW has a great women's division. So, nonetheless, and the fact that we are also seeing. Uh, progression with regards to storyline like the Hangman Page, Matt Hardy stuff. The contracts were switched. I was right. It did happen. And the other stuff too with regards to Kenny Omega, John Moxley, the whole Bullet Club. So stuff happened. Stuff happened, and so it is great. And with regards to you saying and us discussing that it was getting repetitive. That Sting coming out, doing a promo, and then the heels retreating. They heard it and they did a different kind of approach this week. So they made it a big deal. The first bump, they made it a big deal. So there's that. So perfectly, it's cool. I'm not uh, a fucking mark to complain. Oh my God, they are making such a big deal of the power bomb. No, no, man. They made it a huge deal because the build-up was like that. That would he take a bump? Will he not? He is so old, and etc. etc. So you know, there's storytelling to it.
And with all of this, they are slowly setting up the card for Revolution.
Yes. And we also got to know a ladder match, a revolution sort of ladder match, which is kind of it gave me a feeling of the Ultimate X of Impact Wrestling. That is basically ladders, and the X Don Callis was probably the mastermind behind it. So nonetheless, it is great that we are going to see uh, you know a new creation of sorts. So I'm pumped up to it.
So on this week's edition of Dynamite, we had Hangman Page and Matt Hardy versus TH2. We had Sting calling out Team Taz, Rio versus Serena Deeb. We had a AEW World Tag Team Championship match. Young Bucks defending the titles against Santana and Ortiz. And in the main event, it was a six-man tag match. John Moxley, Lance Archer, Ray Phoenix versus Eddie Kingston and Butcher and Blade. So before all that, if you are new to this channel, then make sure to hit that the subscribe button. Make sure to like this video and also check out the other content. I did a review with Ishan Chauhan. We covered NXT Takeover Vengeance Day, and it was one of I can't say one of it was the best NXT Takeover in this pandemic era. Great show. Check that out. So back to Dynamite. So they kicked off with Hangman Page and Matt Hardy who's this team? TS2, the Hybrid 2. So they showed the highlights of Page exchanging the papers in that quote unquote contract signing in the bar. So while they were showing this replay, TS2 attacked both Hardy and Page. So Hardy and Page were in control until a blind tag from Angelico as THT were in control. So Page would get the hot tag and he ran wild. So at one point, Evans was on the top row. Page catches him with a power bomb. So Page wants to end this match, but Hardy tags in. He goes for a twist of fate on Evans, but Evans sends Hardy into Page. So a couple of double team moves from TH2 on Hardy, which kind of looked sloppy. But Page would make a comeback, double box shot lariat, Hardy with a twist of fate to Angelico, and that was it. We did had a big post match angle, but what did you think about this match?
I guess it was a decent match. It was not bad. Uh, they had to have a hot start. It is a term for this, so they had it. It was fast paced, it was competitive, and they did the shit that they have to do. And basically, also, the commentators are now putting over TH2. So it is good that we discussed about that at length in the initial reviews, and now they are doing that, and TH2 are getting the opportunity to compete in the ring on Dynamite. Of course, they are greatly talented, and but this was a decent outing for both the teams. And of course, the focus is on the story which is lying behind that is Matt Hardy and Hangman Adam Page and the contract which got signed last week, which was exchanged. And uh, it is, I guess, in my opinion, it is good that more focus is on the story and less is on the wrestling. But yes, when both of the things click, that is when you can say the magic happens. So, nonetheless, it is TV, not a pay-per-view, but here you have to focus more on the storytelling. So, it is good for the team of AEW to do that. And there's that Angelico sold the twist of fate at the end like $1 million, uh, pun not intended, and the fact that uh, uh, I guess there is not much else to say. That the thing is with Hangman Adam Page that he rejected the offer of the Dark Order because he hasn't had a good experience with multi-man situations with factions. The faction situations, not the don't get your mind in the dirty places play people. And the fact that it is a trauma or whatever, but the fact is he didn't get into the multi man dynamics. So there's that. So we should get to the post-match angle.
So post match, we had Hardy crediting Page for this big win, and he also says that one day Page will become a millionaire, and then he will get 30% of that earning. So Page says that that's not the case, and in comes the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot. He gives Hardy the paper that he had signed last week. So Hardy realizes it's not his contract, so he read this contract, and in this contract, they had mentioned that Hardy has to face Page at Revolution, and if he loses, then Page gets 100% from Hardy's first quarter earning of 2021. So Hardy's mad, and he also convinces Page to have this stipulation applicable to him as well. So Page agrees, and they dubbed it a big money match. So the mascot, he attacks Page, and it's Isaiah Cassidy. So Hardy invites TH2, offers them about $3,000 for just to beat down Page. So out comes Dark Order. They come for the save. They chase out all the heels, and that was it. So I'm gonna ask you. You tried to explain this, but how do you feel how they went about to book this Page versus Hardy match? Like we knew that was going to happen, but how do you think they went about it?
uh, I guess it was clever, it was creative in my opinion. It was not the formulaic shit that we are used to from WWE. I'm saying formulaic WWE because it has been in existence for the past, I don't know how many years, and we are used to, their style of storytelling. So it was different. And all the facets of the storytelling made sense also, because getting a person drunk and then getting him sign a contract, you know, it fits. I know that the contract people, the legal people would say that it doesn't fit because there are many essentials to a contract. So first, there is that he should be of a sane mind at the time of signing the contract, the party who is signing. But nonetheless, this is storytelling, this is professional wrestling, sports entertainment. So here you should not think about that. And afterwards, whatever happened, switching of the contracts and whatever happened, how they booked this match, yes, it was creative. I would give that. And how they even, inculcated Dark Order into the mix. That also was clever that Matt Hardy gave, he just shelled out 3,000 or whatever amount of dollars to TS2 to get them, attack Hangman Adam Page, and Dark Order came. So good, clever, and getting all the people in this storyline. So everybody would get TV time, TS2, Dark Order, and of course, Isaiah Cassidy and Matt Hardy and Page also. And also, you can now book stuff heading into the pay-per-view, tag matches, singles matches, or whatever. So it's cool. It's cool. It fits.
So next we get a quick recap of the first round matches from the Japanese block of the women's title eliminator. Did you get to check out these matches, Abby?
I got to check two matches because I have a certain relationship, or I should say, the promotion I work for, Wrestle Square, has a certain relationship with Gato Move Pro Wrestling. So I got to see first two matches. First was Mei Saruga versus Yuka Sakazaki. So I really enjoyed the match. Why? Not because of the relationship of the promotion, but what May Suruga, told her, she, gave us you can say she showed her arsenal of moves, that what she can do in the ring with only 2 years into the business. So that is something to ponder about, and many people were gunning for her to win at one point of the match. I saw the reaction on social media. So and also in the YouTube comments also, many are wanting her to be signed to All Elite Wrestling, and maybe she will sooner rather than later. But the fact she is a student of the Joshi legend who competed in the second match, Emi Sakura. So I would like to say the first match I really enjoyed. Yuka Sakazaki won. Absolutely, she has been on AEW television, and it was an enjoyable match. It wasn't bad at all. And I am not, you can say, a religious or viewer of Joshi wrestling. I am not, watching many of the other promotions. So when I watch in a ring scenario, I have watched Mei Saruga in, the mat-based, wrestling, which they do in the Chocopro Arena, the Ichigaya Chocolate Factory. So it was different and it was very good for me to see her in the ring, so to speak. And the second match was Emi Sakura versus Veni or Asuka. So that was also great. It was hard hitting. They were actually, someone said that they were actually killing one another because it
That
was so hard hitting. Yes,
actually that was the best match of that entire round.
hmm yes, someone actually said that, and I would probably agree because I didn't watch the other matches. I watched the second match also. So Veni and Emi Sakura did great shit in their match. Hard hitting, physical, and Emi Sakura, if you were, following her journey, she has lost weight also. She has, if because you haven't, probably focused on that or probably followed her journey on Gato Move Pro Wrestling from the time she has left AEW and from the time it has now. She has lost uh, quite a considerable amount of weight. So that too would have helped her in, the cardio and what she can do in the ring also. So probably that also would have upped the quality of the match, which we would have, witnessed this time. So it was a great match, absolutely.
And that was a breakout performance from Vinny.
Yes, absolutely. And uh, there people are saying that she would also be signed.
And sadly, everyone's favorite Maki Ito, she didn't advance. And on the topic of that, the theme of this first round was that they were playing it safe by advancing the veterans. You know,
Hmm.
you just talked about Emi Sakura, and the same way they did with Aja Kong and Ryu Mizunami. And
Hmm.
apparently, those two are the favorite to win the Japanese block, I think.
Hmm.
And speaking about Ryu Mizunami, I joked on social media the other day that she looks like Okada's sister.
Oh. Yes, she also, I have seen her also in Choco Pro or Gatomo Pro Wrestling. She is a great talent, no doubt about it.
And by the way, the rest of the matches from this block will be happening, I think, next Monday. And also, they have said that the matches from the US block will also be happening on YouTube because there's not much time left for Revolution, and they have
Yes.
to get this over with as soon as possible.
And also probably the match quality.
And yeah, maybe I don't know what we're gonna get next week. Maybe they're gonna have a Britt Baker match and an Nyla Rose match.
Yes,
I don't know.
yes,
So we'll have to
yes.
wait and see. But let's get into Rio versus Serena Deeb. This was the second match from the US block, and this was Rio's first match since last March. So we get welcome back chance for Rio. So they gave this a really good time as we normally get for a women's match on a Dynamite, and it turned out to be good. What did you think about this match, Abby?
I also thought that it was one of the best probably matches we have recently seen on AW television with regards to women also, and the stuff that we have discussed that there could be ring rust with regards to Riho, but there wasn't. And there was someone who was complaining that this fucking Joshi wrestlers or Riho who are comparatively, smaller in size. They do not have a fucking finisher. They do not use the fucking finisher. They always roll up their opponents and get the win. What the fuck is this? I am saying that that is also a strategy. That is also a strategy, and the stuff she, Serena Deeb's knee injury, she rolled her up. So that is a, you know, calculated move. So fucking marks. There is nothing to, say about that. And this match was that the winner would be facing Thunder Rosa in round two. So many were probably expecting this that Serena Deeb would be winning because last week Thunder Rosa cut a promo when she mentioned the three people she wants to fight, and one of them was Serena Deeb. So still, Serena Deeb lost. It was a great
So
match.
So we're brought to the attention that Deeb has a injured knee, like you said, and Rio is back, and so is JR's 98-pound comments. And so this was they started with some technical offense, deep with the obvious size advantage. So there was a spot. I don't know if you noticed this, but there was this test of strength spot. So Rio looked like she was little clueless, like she didn't know how to do a test of strength. So Deep just tapped Rio's shoulder for a reminder, and that showed you what kind of pro she is. And so the final parts of the match saw a lot of reversals from both women, several pinning attempts, and finally Rio catches Deep with a Gato clutch for the win, and that was it. Like you said, a really good match here, best women's match in Dynamite lately, and with this win, mostly Rio will be not winning this tournament, but they could give her a future NW Women's Title match.
Yes, yes, that that was also I was thinking about. They would, I should say they should. It would be great, in my opinion. And one or two things I was, uh, you know, uh, I just observed during the match. That was that yes, they said that Serena Deeb had the advantage, but she was selling it on and off. You know, in the initial part of the match, that she didn't sold it during the submission bridge exchange, which happened in the initial part of the match. And the fact that I understand that many things happen, that many moves have to be executed, so people, just wave off your injury. But the fact is that if you are a pro and if you have been in the business, I, people expect that the injury part, you know, you take it to heart and you just, sell it throughout at every point. I understand that you are saying that it is sports entertainment and stuff like that, but the fact is, realism, stuff of realism, it works very well. Sometimes when because the commentators also at one point said that she has bridged up and it isn't hurting, it is on her weak leg, so that takes away from the match that what the fuck is happening, that if she is doing it on her weak leg, so is she not hurt, is she not? So stuff like that, because if you are selling the injury angle, please do it wholeheartedly. That's the only thing here to say. Afterwards, you did it perfectly. Then Serena Deeb also, to level the playing field, she also targeted Riho's knee also with the dragon screws and stuff like that. The hammers on the knee, the thigh, full marks to it. The fact is, little stuff, you have to be perfected. And commentators said that Riho has been away from for a long, 11 months or so. She has competed in Stardom, Choco Pro, Gatomo Pro Wrestling when she teamed up with Emi Sakura in a tag team match, probably against the Best Bros. That is Mei Saruga and Balya Nakki. And other than that, uh, it was an amazing match. What we have, been accustomed to on AEW television, this was far beyond amazing.
So from that, we get to a video package for Jade Cargill. She was on the basketball court training with Shaq, and they are putting all effort to hype her up. Let's see how good she can be in that mixed tag team match that will be happening on March 3rd. And I think that's the go home show for Dynamite. I think. Sorry, Revolution.
Yes, yes.
We'll have to wait and see. Up next, we have Inner Circle. So they were being interviewed. Santana and Ortiz, they were hyping up their tag team title match. MJF still wants an apology from Sammy Guevara. Jericho tells MJF to shut up because Jericho thinks that he manipulated Guevara. But still, Jericho blames Guevara and says he never wants to hear his name ever again. And speaking about Sammy Guevara, looks like he's in trouble again. So
Impact.
reportedly, Sammy Guevara has heat with Tony Khan after he rejected the idea of doing something with Impact Wrestling. And there was also involvement of Chris Jericho, who became the peacemaker in all of this. So thoughts on this, Abby?
Mm, I would like to say that probably if you asked Mark, he would like to say that he did the right thing by rejecting whatever Impact Wrestling offers. That who the fuck is Impact Wrestling, and they don't get any viewers and LOL TNA, what the fuck, blah blah blah. So I would like to say that. Whatever happened, probably there was a report that the angle which they pitched was the he would be the third member of the faction Decay, which was they got Black Taurus to do it from Lucha Libre AAA. So I guess whatever happened, it was for the best. Probably, it is a report. We do not know what kind of a thing that they thought of or whatever. So at this point, when the relationship is just starting to grow between two promotions, that is Impact Wrestling and All Elite Wrestling, so you do not want any kind of conflict. So obviously, when the talent says that I do not want to do it, or maybe he, rejects it in a very blatant or in a, bad way. So that puts pressure on All Elite Wrestling to, stop the fire, which he did probably, because you have to, maintain that relationship because you are here to do something big, which would benefit all the promotions and the wrestling business also. So he just said that calm down and for the time being, and we are here to build a relationship, and stuff like this should not, brew right now. We have to build a relationship. So if they are pitching something, so wrap your head around it and try to do it in your own way if it is resonating with you, obviously, and if it is not, then you can go elsewhere. And it was also they he had to also wrap the inner circle stuff which happened. So all the things have to be that he is a third member of the decay faction and he has left the inner circle. So he had to do something. Maybe he didn't like what it is, and his age is also such that people get on a very high horse. So probably he didn't come off very humble or in a very good way to the Impact Wrestling officials. It can and it cannot happen. We were not in the production meeting, we were not there, we do not know what can happen. And with regards to the marks, that that in what position Impact Wrestling officials are, and in what position Impact Wrestling is to ask Sammy Guevara to do certain stuff or to not do certain stuff. The fact is that their ownership has money, first of all. Anthem, they are based in Canada. Second, that they are building a promotion. They have acquired a TV channel in the United States, that is Access TV, first of all. And thirdly, All Elite Wrestling's viewership in the United States has stagnated from the first year till now. They are stagnated at around 800,000 to 900,000. So they need some boost to, break the 1 million point. So they need new, fresh, exciting programming. So what do? You go elsewhere, you get some exciting shit. You get new fans, from other promotions, or get new talent to mix up with your talent to boost your viewership. That is business stuff. So it would help the other people also. Yes, the promotions buzz is growing. You would see that, yes, obviously in the other places like probably Mexico, UK, in India, us people, we know that it is growing, obviously. But the metrics of the United States have stagnated. We know that, and it is no doubt about it. Even if they are beating NXT every week, but that is not a win for the long haul. If you are going for the long haul, you need to break the 1 million and then beyond to compete against Raw or even SmackDown is a huge, mark that is probably 2 million or 3 million on a Fox network. So you have to think for the long haul and do certain angles like the Bullet Club or crossovers, and Battle of the Belts has been trademarked. Something is happening, and we have to just go with the ride and not complain about any of the other promotions who are working with AEW, and not be a AEW mark. Please just go with the flow and enjoy the ride. It is happening and it is a great time.
But mostly this partnership they are doing, it benefits the other promotions, even New Japan, I think.
Yes, it would be benefiting, but it is also benefiting All Elite Wrestling. So if it is not benefiting you, why would you be going into business with the other person? You would not. Or if you're doing it with a golden heart, that you are doing it for a friend or a partner, then you can. But because Chris Jericho has good relations with Don Callis, Kenny Omega has good relations with Don Callis, who is the vice president of Impact Wrestling, stuff like that. But there should be some benefit involved, both parties, obviously, because they are corporations, they are companies, they are not only private corporations or just people, but there are other stakeholders involved, which involves employees, which involves the people who have invested money. They want certain benefit out of this, obviously, and also the fans who will be enjoying what chaos is happening. So there's that. All Elite Wrestling is benefiting. If you are not seeing the metrics out, that is because it is a official narrative that All Elite Wrestling is doing it because they have a golden heart. It is not. Everybody benefits. That is why you go into a business with someone. You are also getting benefited in some shape or form. Or probably you are seeing in the long run there would be a relationship established. So when you would want a favor in the future, you would get it. So, you know, don't think about it, in very much, detail. Just go with the ride and don't, question the other promotions. New Japan, NWA, Lucha Libre, AAA, Impact Wrestling. Don't. It's all for the benefit of the fans. Enjoy the programming.
Up next, we have Orange Cassidy versus Luther. So this went short as it was supposed to. So we had Serpentico, he would take out Chuck Taylor. So this caused a distraction, allowed Luther to blindside Cassidy. So both men were on the apron. Cassidy power bombs Luther on the floor. Serpentico was looking for a dive on Cassidy, but here comes Chuck Taylor, and he hits the awful waffle on Serpentico. That's a sick looking move. So orange punch to Luther for the win, and that was it. So obviously Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy, they are involved in this ongoing feud with Kip Sabian and Miro. God knows how and when they will end this. Anything you wanted to add?
So I expected that there should be some involvement of Miro, Kip, and Penelope, but there wasn't in the post-match angle. Maybe they're stretching it because they would be probably, booking them in some shape or form at the pay-per-view, probably in the ladder match. But we have to wait and see. And with regards to this match, the thing which Luther did in the initial moment of the bout, that was with the shirt. He tied him up on, he was doing with the neck. That looked nasty. That was, and the power bomb. That was the only good thing which he did, and but nonetheless, Orange Cassidy won, and that was probably thing which was the news for this match.
Up next, we get highlights of Team Taz dragging Darby Allen. So Team Taz would make their way to the ring. Taz says Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks could make it due to the bad weather, and you also blame Sting for that. So Taz calls out Sting, and here comes Sting. He enters the ring with a baseball bat. So Taz says Sting is nothing without his baseball bat. So Sting throws the bat, takes off his jacket. So Taz sends him a warning, but Sting goes after Cage. So Hook, he tried to choke out Sting. So Cage with the upper hand, he power bombs Sting as Team Taz leaves. So there you go, Sting can take bumps. I like this angle because it was like you mentioned that it was very different from your typical Sting angle that they do every week on Dynamite. And I would have appreciated if they kind of over exaggerated that it was his first bump, and they could have sent in the doctors or something, maybe add in that little drama.
Hmm, hmm. I would agree. I would agree. Probably they just didn't give a flying fuck. I don't know. But nonetheless, yes, I would agree. I would agree absolutely. But yes, the commentators did. That he got power bombed and stuff like that. But they could have. Absolutely, I would agree.
Let's see where this goes. Like, how many weeks do you have till then? Revolution, 3 weeks.
I guess yes. It is March 7th, and now it is 18th, 19th February, I guess. Yes. Yeah,
So
not much time left.
up next, Eddie Kingston promo where he explains to us why this six-man tag team match is happening, because he pitched the idea to Tony Khan, and he also wanted to exercise all his past teammates with all the opponents involved. So there you go. Up next, we have JR. He sends us to the next segment with WWE Champion Kenny Omega.
Magic of live television.
So, Kenny Omega was seen in a preschool reading a story from the Young Bucks book. So, this story was how Omega and how the Jericho and Omega match happened, and how it changed the entire wrestling business. Don Callis is happy that they are catering to the 4 to 9 demographic. So the kids over here, they want to play with Omega, but Callis sends Nakazawa instead. The kids hate Nakazawa and start beating him up as Omega and Callis leave him for dead.
Fuck.
And
This just for laughs, man. Sports entertainment.
Speaking about the Young Bucks, they were in the next match as they were defending their tag team titles against Santana and Ortiz. So this was a very fast-paced match. Match was good as we got to the end. So what did you think about this match, Abhi?
Uh, I would also agree the match was good. I guess I saw one post online which said that LAX or Santana and Ortiz, it it wasn't up to their you can say potential or what they have performed to the level of probably in the past. So I guess nonetheless I enjoyed the match. It wasn't bad, and it wasn't probably you know extraordinary, because I can understand that it was in the middle of the card, and you know stuff they have done in Impact Wrestling against Lucha Bros and the other tag teams. It has set such a high standard. It cannot be probably surpassed that easily. Probably they are, and also there was no little to no build for this match. So why the fuck would you bring your A plus game? That is also the thing. And the main story is Sammy Guevara, Jericho, and MJF, and MJF Jericho versus Bucks at Revolution. So why the fuck would you give such a fucking amazing match on television? Understandable, understandable. Nonetheless, it was a quote unquote dream match given. Alex haven't been given such opportunities to perform, but whatever we saw, it was an appetizer to what they can do. We saw so many unique double team maneuvers from LAX, brilliant stuff. They were great in this match. It was very entertaining, back and forth between both the teams. It was a great match. And the story behind this match, which I guess someone from the announcers said, that LAX eliminated Matt Jackson in the Battle Royal at Beach Break. So that could be one of the reasons, the elimination that nobody gave a flying fuck about, to be precise. And the other things which have this, that yes, the inner circle got evicted at one point in this match. So should I say or should you run down first?
So let's run down this match.
Yes,
So the
please.
inner circle, they got sent to the backs thanks to MJF. So we see Omega, Callis, and Good Brothers watching the match on their monitor, WWE style. So at one point, Bucks were going for the BTE trigger on Santana, but Santana with double cutters. So street sweeper on Nick. Matt breaks up the spin at 2.5. Super kicks to both Santana and Ortiz. Matt gets sent into the crowd just beside Papa Buck and Mama Buck. So Nick with a surprise inside cradle for the win, as the inner circle would return to beat up the Bucks, while Callis wasn't allowing Omega and Good Brothers to run for the save. So Jericho and MJF had submissions on the Bucks. So someone had to save the Bucks. Brandon Cutler, the BT editor, he came in for the save, but he gets beaten up by Jake Hager. So Jericho even went face to face with Papa Buck as the Good Brothers finally came for the aid, and that was all.
Stuff. We don't know right now that what the fuck is happening with Don Callis and Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. Kenny Omega wanted to go. But Don Callis said that wait, there's no need or whatever. And then the Good Brothers, when they went, it was probably all finished. Or the beatdown was all finished. So there's that. And the inner circle, when they got evicted from ringside, it was due to MJF, as you said. And I guess it was intentional that what he did, because MJF doesn't want any member of the inner circle to probably capture gold at this point. So probably there's that, and he would double cross Jericho at Revolution, and that's when Sammy Guevara would be the saving grace of Jericho, who in turn doesn't want Sammy Guevara to be ever seen. So there's that.
So after this all said and done, we get a impromptu gender reveal from Brandy Rhodes. So Cody is there, he's all smiles, and it was revealed that it's a girl. And we quickly move into FTR versus the Sydal brothers. So Cody is on comment.
You were also one of those people who were that, "Oh, why the fuck are they announcing on Dynamite?"
No, it yeah, but they got this done very quickly, so I have no props with that. So,
That's
as I was saying, they quickly move
yes.
into the next match. So, Cody is on commentary. Interesting to see because it's an FTR match that
Hmm.
didn't mention like why Cody was here because he was there to promote something else. We'll get to that.
Hmm.
So, let's get to this match here. It was FTR versus Sydal brothers. Obvious clash of styles. FTR would get the win via a big Greek on Mike Sydal. What did you think about this match and especially Mike Sydal?
Uh, I guess first of all, this was a hard hitting match back and forth between both the teams. And FTR, it was said that they were suspended and they were, uh, I guess, also fined for what they did with Luchasaurus post the singles bout with which happened between Dax Harwood and Jungle Boy, and also for kidnapping Marco Stunt. Obviously, there's a line. And Mike Sydal and Matt Sydal have been doing their tag team shtick probably at Dragon Gate. It was told to us. So there's that. Mike Sydal, I would like to say that the top rope of AEW rings, it has, it tests the Sydal clan every time they make their debut. So first it was Matt Sydal. He slipped when he got to the top rope maneuver, and this time it was Mike. He slipped while doing some maneuver, some shit. So it is a testing ground for them whenever they debut. So whenever their sons, their brothers, whenever they make their debut, probably kiss the top rope probably once, twice, thrice, probably 100 times before stepping into the dynamite ring. So there's that.
Or
And
get to the bottom rope for safety reasons.
probably. And Matt Sydal was also in a tag team, or I should say, in a mentor and student relationship in Impact Wrestling with All Ego Ethan Page, who we also probably it is rumored that he is probably coming to here at All Elite Wrestling. It is rumored. We have to wait and see because he also has a blog and other stuff involved. So WWE would not be very much appreciative of those ventures. So probably he would also be AW bound in the near future. And Matt and Mike were also wearing the open your third eye, tights, the gear. So I would like to see that if they are given a story or something to sink their teeth into, they should be given some kind of vignettes, because they would be exciting for the people to watch and also get invested in the character. Matt Sydal is a legend, no doubt about it. But throwing just Matt Sydal on Dynamite, and sometimes he is doing this. We are not giving a fuck. So please give us something to get invested. And speaking of getting invested, there was a tweet with regards to Kenta, that why wasn't Kenta hyped with vignettes when he made his in-ring debut on AEW Dynamite? I would like to get your opinion on that also, please.
Yeah, I also saw that same thing like you saw on social media, like why Kenta's didn't get a video package or something. But in that main event, you know, or that exact episode, uh, who's that commentator? Excalibur. He went
Hmm.
all in with the explanation, like
Hmm.
what New Japan is, who Kenta is, what is, why is he here, what is that briefcase in his hand,
Hmm.
what's the story behind him and Moxley, why are they feuding, what's the history behind the IWGP United States Champion, vagera, vagera, etc. So they did
Hmm.
put in some effort to put in the explanation factor regarding
Hmm.
Kenta's arrival in AEW.
Hmm. But I would perfectly agree that they did what they could, but they would have done, because they are probably in the mindset that the only people who are watching is the hardcore wrestling fans. Uh, there are people who are just AW fans, or the American fans, or the Indian fans, or the UK fans, who are not probably aware, or the who are watching New Japan Pro Wrestling probably. So they are probably not even are not aware. I saw some tweets. They said that I was not aware of him, and then you put him in the main event of your television show. You, I guess, yes, I would agree that there is a time constraint, but the fact is that you could have done it with vignettes. You should have. You could have done it in the intro when it is happening, or between what is happening in the show. Or there is also one more suggestion which you could have done it. That is, you could have put it on your social media, you throughout the week, the previous week, that when he gave the G2S to John Moxley, and then the whole week you could have hyped him up, that who is Kenta, what is he, who is he, etc., etc. You could have done a little bit. I understand that he is from a different promotion. Why would we give up, so much, investment or flying fuck about this guy? Understandable. But man, if you want ratings, if you want people to get invested in your main event, give something, give something to get the people invested. Please, you could have done that.
And there's also there's a reason they do those Road to Dynamite series every week on YouTube.
Yes.
There's
Hmm.
you will get all the backstory via those Road to series whenever you
Hmm.
watch a new episode of Dynamite.
Hmm. Hmm.
So let's quickly get back to this FTR versus Cider Brothers match, and let's talk what happened post match. So post match, doctors check on Mike while FTR snatches doctor's first aid kit and pulls out scissors. So they were about to cut the hair of Mike, but the lights go out. We see a dinosaur mask on the screen. Lights come back. It's Jurassic Express. So Luchasaurus got new mask here. So Jungle Boy has Harwood in a snare trap while Luchasaurus chokeslams Wheeler. FTR laid out And I think we are getting into a situation like they are doing this for the past 2 weeks. We might, when they do have this big match here between FTR and Jurassic Express, we could see a stipulation getting added of maybe Jurassic Express, like Luchasaurus Jungle Boy, putting their hair and mask on the line. Maybe
Hmm. Mm, probably, but what do FTR, put on the line? There should be some reciprocation, in my opinion.
that's true
And
too, but
mhm,
they kind of are going in that direction.
mhm. Yes, I agree. It seems so, but there should be some reciprocation, like they did with Matt Hardy and Hangman Adam Page. There should be, two. There should be someone uh, losing and the other one also losing something. Then the other one gives a fuck about that. Not only one party would give a fuck about that. And probably they could book a trios action if they want.
They are doing it next week,
Uh, yeah.
and
So
that's and the idea of Tully Blanchard competing was your idea, I think.
yes, yes. I was thinking about that, and it was quite apparent because he was involving himself in the attacks and in the in-ring stuff. So it was probably sooner rather than later that he would, come inside the ring somewhat in some shape or form to compete. So now it is happening. It's great. It is a trios action next week.
Yes, it's a trios action with the addition of Tully Blanchard and Marco Stunt.
Brilliant, brilliant.
So from that, let's get to what why Cody was involved here. So during the match, they announced that there will be a Face of Revolution ladder match. So winner gets a future TNT title match. As of now, the participants announced are Cody Rhodes, Pentile Zero M, and Scorpio Sky. I think it would have been more fun if we had qualifying matches for this ladder match. Or I think this is the same loophole that we were talking about when it comes to the TNT Championship. Like for example, we also discussed about why Joey Janela got a title shot. So what did you think about this upcoming match they have announced?
Mm, I didn't give it much thought, to be quite honest. I just digested it. I guess okay, they're doing a match which is understandable that it is to create chaos, to you can say pop the crowd, whatever, at home and at in attendance, and it is quite reminiscent probably of the Ultimate X, which was the brainchild of Don Callis. But nonetheless, uh, they are doing it for the opportunity of the TNT Championship. Okay, but yes, I would agree that the credentials should be there. Cody has it. Agreed, he is a former champion. Understandable. I can give it. I can give it to him probably. And then it is Pentagon Junior or Pentel Zero M. He has the credentials that he, from the for the sake of talent, we would give it to everybody. That everybody has it. But for the sake of it, you would say Scorpio Sky. When have we seen him? He would have been doing shit on Dark, but what is there as they would probably justify it from his probably winning streak or his last win. against a legend, probably someone. I would not say Christopher Daniels because they are in the same faction as CU, but I don't know. There should be some qualifier. Yes, there should be some logic to everybody. Yes, there should be some qualifier to it. I perfectly agree with you that there should be some qualifier or some logic behind the people you have chosen for this. Because if you are doing this for the case of, I guess, chaos, that you would choose one high flyer that who can take insane bumps for the sake of it. You have chosen probably Scorpio Sky because he has the hunger to get over with the fans, so he would take probably sick bumps. So but give us something, give us some qualifier, because you are giving an opportunity for the championship, a championship which is your mid card championship, your intercontinental championship, your probably second championship, you know, second men's championship. So I would perfectly agree with that. There should have been, and if there is time constraints and stuff like that, what else you can do? Show it on YouTube or.
Let's see. So I hope they don't add a lot of people in this match like they did it with the casino ladder match they did with Double or Nothing, because that
Mhm.
was sort of a cluster clusterfuck.
Mhm.
And at least put at least 6 people is fine, I guess, for this ladder match.
Yes. Mhm.
So quickly get it. Let's get into the main event. So we had a pre-match promo from Moxley. He was hyping up the upcoming United States title match with Kenta on New Japan Strong. He also wants the AEW World Championship back from Kenny Omega. So the main event was John Moxley, Lance Archer, Ray Phoenix versus Eric Kingston and Butcher and Blade. So, like the previous AEW Dynamite main events, this was chaotic, and MVP of the match, hands down, Ray Phoenix. Archer looked good as well. So, both of these guys got rid of Butcher and Blade. So, the two men left legal were Moxley and Kingston. A little back and forth between the two. So, Moxley knows what the spinning back fist, and he would finally hit the paradigm shift for the win, and that was it. Thoughts on this match and or the post match angle, but what did you think about the match first?
Yes, as you said that chaos, chaos. It was utter fucking chaos. Nothing like that. There was no, wrestling, so to speak, which we could, possibly review. And with regards to Eddie Kingston, his, you know, you can say his problems with all the three competitors. They have been since quite some time. With Phoenix, it was since the lockdown happened, the death triangle, when Pac got away, and then he was trying to get Pentagon in his family, and he didn't give a flying fuck about Phoenix because he is a flippy asshole, to be very frank, and he, has a certain thought process behind it, that it doesn't look like a fight when he fights. There's that. He says he's an actor, it's not a fighter. You have heard that promo. It was, I guess, against Dragunov, if I'm not wrong. And with regards to Lance Archer, it was the Casino Battle Royale final elimination event between the middle turnbuckle. It was probably at All Out. And with regards to John Moxley left for the big leagues, that is the WWE, and he left him in the Outlaw Mud Show bullshit promotions. And it ended in the I Quit match for the AEW World Championship when John Moxley won. He made him quit, basically. But still, Kingston is harboring, anger, angst, sadness, whatever he is. So he wanted this match, he got it. And Phoenix's athleticism and explosiveness was on full display. He was indeed, as you said, the MVP of this match. Absolutely. Perfectly agreed. And Lance Archer also showed some athleticism at one point when he did the, flipping senton from the apron on all the people who were outside. That is, I guess, Butcher and Blade and even Phoenix for that matter. That was also great. And as you said, at the end point, it was Moxley who absorbed the spinning back fist of Eddie Kingston. I was fucking shocked. And then he hit the paradigm shift, or it was the Death Rider. Which one was it?
Death Rider.
It was Death Rider. Okay. The elevated paradigm shift. Let's go with that for the victory. It was, it was what it was. Chaotic action to send the fans happy.
So, post match, the Good Brothers attack Moxley. So, here is Kenny Omega. He has a contract in hand. He says he's granting Moxley his rematch at Revolution, but he wants to put down Moxley for good. So, he wants Moxley in a exploding barbed wire death match. So, Moxley with a headbutt to Omega. Omega with two V triggers as we go off the air. So this rematch had to be done in a gimmick match, I think, because uh, they couldn't have done this in a normal traditional wrestling match. And say Moxley loses, he still comes out looking strong, you know. And
Hmm.
I don't know what do you think about death matches, but personally, not a big fan of death matches. But if you are gonna make me cringe, so be it. And what do you think about this upcoming match they have?
uh, I do not know. The thing is that basically there would be little to no wrestling. Obviously, it would involve, I guess, the story. That would involve that they are hitting the barbed wire if they are not, and stuff like that. Playing with the ring, obviously. The barbed wires are the ropes. The ropes are fucking barbed wire, and there are four, ring posts. They are explosive. That is you know, the dynamics at play here. So uh, it was probably done in the promotion called FMW. I saw that in one of the tweets, and I guess I'm probably watching this obviously, and the fact that I would enjoy, that is up to the experience what they are up for it. And there is also one more thing that is happening in this match, that the barbed wires would probably keep the Good Brothers and Don Callis at bay. So that also gives John Moxley a favorable opportunity to get the victory. But yes, after the barbed wires get blasted off, then it is all game for the American Bullet Club, so to speak. So there's that. And what bloodshed and what bloodbath is going to happen, we have to wait and see that what could they or couldn't they do on pay-per-view and on Fight TV that airs or streams internationally. Looking forward to this.
By the way, did you like their match from Full Gear? That unsanctioned match.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. I really enjoyed that match. Yes.
I think that's the similar thing they're gonna do at Revolution with this barbed wire, explosive barbed wire death match. And I think
Mhm.
I've seen this similar type of match I think it was Great Muta and Onita in New Japan that happened about 25-30 years ago.
Okay.
It may be it the match. These type of death matches are a little cringe to most, but seeing this explosive factor, it will be a spectacle because I think this is the first time they are doing on American television or
Yes.
American wrestling
Mainstream.
promotion. Yes.
Yes.
So looking forward to that match, and that's dynamite for you.
Yes, that's dynamite. And probably this would also give them a huge, you can say, it should, it would, then we have to wait and see the ratings bump and so to speak, because now us people, the Indian wrestling fans and the other countries who have been watching WWE for the past many years, they would not have been, uh, you know, experienced such a match. So when they would see, and it would go, you can say, to the mainstream probably, or to their friends and family who watch wrestling, or then it could create a lot of buzz. So it would be buzzworthy nonetheless.
So before we leave, where can these guys find you?
Guys, you can find me on social media on Instagram and Twitter at AbbyManiac. And I'm currently working with an independent wrestling promotion called Wrestle Square in India. And I'm the top 50% now with them. So there's that. You can subscribe to their YouTube channel at Wrestle Square Pro Wrestling India.
You can find Slamhub Wrestling on Twitter at SlamhubW, Instagram at Slamhub Wrestling. And if you don't want to watch this review on YouTube, then you can catch the audio versions on Anchor and Spotify as well. So this was the AEW Dynamite review, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.